Good evening. Good evening. My name is Julie Moran. I'm the Vice Chair of the Wareham Planning Board, and I want to call this meeting to order of the Wareham Planning Board for Monday, July 28th, 2025. It is 6 p.m. We are at the Multi-Service Center, room 520, 48 Marion Road in Wareham. If I could, having called the meeting to order, if I could ask for the roll call.
Mike Baptiste here. Sam Corbett here.
Julie Moran here, and we also have Jane Gleason, who is here remotely due to illness.
Jane Gleason here.
Okay, thank you. Before we move on to even the preliminary business, Jane is our current chair of the planning board due to illness. She is here with us remotely, so she cannot serve in that capacity this evening. So I am asking for a motion to appoint me as chair for this evening's meeting as the current vice chair of the planning board.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye. Sam Corbett, aye.
And Julie Moran, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye.
Aye. Thank you. Can I also ask for a vote to have Jane Gleason, who is the chair, but will be serving as the vice chair this evening, which she's allowed to do remotely. Could I have a motion?
Moved. Second.
Second. All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye. Sam Corbett, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Jane, go ahead. Jane Gleason, aye.
And Julie Moran as chair, aye. And then finally, we will ask Sam to continue to serve as the clerk. And I don't think we need a motion because that hasn't changed. So we will not need a motion in that regard. Okay. And I'm going to ask members of the board, has everyone had a chance to review the minutes of the July 14th meeting? Has everyone had a chance to review them? Could I have a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes of
I had a couple of
July
corrections I
14th.
wanted to make.
Jane?
I had a couple of corrections that I wanted to have made.
Okay.
And sorry, I didn't get to this earlier. I was a little late up. On the front page, under members present, Julie Moran should be listed as clerk, not member.
Yes.
And at the bottom of page 1, it refers to Margaret, and then in parentheses it says the chair of the select board. She's not. She's the town moderator.
Agreed.
And then on page 2, about midway down the page, there's a sentence that starts, Miss Gleason asked that the fire department's, for what the fire department's take was on this access road. She also asked for A, and it's not finished, so maybe that could get finished.
Okay.
So those were the 3 things that I saw.
Yeah, 2 of those I found as well. Okay, thank you, Jane.
Yeah.
So could I have a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
As amended, so moved.
Yep,
Can we turn up her volume?
sure. Jane, could you turn up your volume a bit? We have the air conditioner on. So so we have a motion?
I don't know if that turns it up just a moment, too.
Sure.
I just turned it way. It's really loud now. Here.
Can you hear us, Jane?
I can hear you really well.
Okay, okay. So could I have a second to the motion to accept the minutes as
Second.
amended? Okay. All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye. Sam Corbett, aye.
Jane Gleason, aye.
Julie Moran, aye. Thank you. Okay, so moving ahead, the next order of business is Project 6-25, Bob Gleason, A&R, 190, 191, 227, and 245 Cromisset Road?
Finish it.
Thank you. I'm new to the town, you can tell. Thank you.
And I will be abstaining from the conversation.
Yes, thank you.
Did you see this?
Good evening, Madam Chair. Sean Leach, Northeast Engineering, representing the Gleason Trust. This is several parcels that are located on both sides of Cromisset Road. It actually consists of 4 assessors' parcels that are listed at the top of the map. And what's happening here is we're dividing it up into 5 lots and 3 parcels, of which to be combined with adjacent lots, adjacent existing lots. The lots all meet the zoning regulations for the district it's in. The parcels, like I said, will be combined with abutting ownerships to create larger parcels, and it's pretty straightforward. These are all very large parcels, and so the lots are shown in yellow here on this particular plan, and the parcels are shown in pink down here on the lower right hand.
Okay. Any questions?
No, not at all. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, as am I. Mike, any questions? Jane
Nope,
abstains.
looks good to me.
Okay.
Make a motion, we accept the A&R.
Motion second.
All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
Julie Moran, aye. So thank you. We have the A and R.
Thank you.
We can sign.
They may not know that they want that drawing.
With a marker? Yes.
On top.
Mike. Up here, or they left, okay.
That's unusual.
Josh, we will return this to you so they can pick it up tomorrow. All right.
Pierceville.
Okay. Here's my agenda. Okay, next, continue public hearings, 3-25 Rick Valenti definitive residential subdivision plan off Pierceville Road. Do we have representatives from?
No representative?
Maybe just table it for now.
Okay,
I was expecting someone to come, but
all right,
I don't think anyone in Zoom did either.
okay.
Make a motion, we continue 335 Pierceville Road.
Second.
Well, why don't you just
Why don't we
table it
just,
for now?
yeah, why don't we just hold in
And if
case they
by the
show
end
it?
of the meeting, you can just
Yeah, we
reopen
can,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
agreed. So why don't we
It's probably
suspend,
motion.
suspend on that? Okay. All right, that brings us to,
Well, take a motion to table.
yeah, okay. So,
Motion to table 335 Pierceville Road.
I have a second?
Second.
Second,
Okay. All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
Jane Gleason, aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you. So we will wait and see if they arrive. Okay. Project 4-25, Plan 25-5, Kevin Welch, Site Plan Review, 2731 Cranberry Highway.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, could I have, do you all three expect to speak tonight?
I think just myself and my engineer Darren Grady, who's far right,
Okay.
unless you need any questions answered from the applicant, Mr. Welch, who's in the
Okay.
middle.
So, sir, can I ask you to state your name for the
Absolutely.
record?
Yes, my name is Attorney Jeff DeLisi with Ornberger, DeLisi, and Harris of Situate.
Okay.
Spelled Delisi.
Okay. And your first name again?
Jeff.
Jeff.
Jeffrey.
That's
Yep.
Jeffrey, okay. Okay. And do you expect to give testimony this evening? I assume you do.
To speak
Yes.
myself? Yes.
Yes. Can I
absolutely.
ask you to raise your right hand?
Sure.
And can you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And do we have anyone else that plans to testify this evening?
Yes, my name's Darren Grady from Grady Consulting.
Can I just ask you to spell your name for our minute taker?
Yes, it's Darren, D-A-R-R-E-N. Grady, G as in gold, R-A-D-Y.
Okay. Can I ask you to raise your right hand? And do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
And you might as well have Mr. Welsh also swear in case he needs to speak.
Kevin Welch.
And again, do you mind just spelling your last name? I think we got the Kevin down. Okay, thank you, sir. And can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth this evening?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. You may proceed.
Okay, excellent. So this project, which is located here on Cranberry Highway, is located in a residential zoning district. However, we received a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals to permit the use, which is, right now, there is a single-family dwelling on the property, and that dwelling would be raised for this project and replaced with two buildings that would have a particular use to accommodate small tradesmen such as plumbers and electricians. It would be a place for them to literally drive their vehicle into the building and then utilize the building as kind of a central point or an office-type space where they can store some of their tools and so forth, and coordinate their activities. There's no proposed outdoor storage of materials, no proposed retail sales from the property. It's really what I just described. Each building would have 5 separate bays, we call them, which are essentially garage doors by which we could drive in. There are 21 proposed parking spaces. That is being proposed based on a calculation if each tradesman had 1 employee that they could park. However, they're probably not likely to be utilized like that. It's probably an excessive amount of parking, even though it's something that we believe probably is required by the zoning bylaw.
Correct.
So the project has been recently redesigned so as to pull the proposed location of the building away from the westerly abutter, which appears on the bottom of the sheet. It was originally proposed to be less than 10 feet from the property line because of certain wetlands interests and so forth, and it's now been proposed to be quite a bit further away so as to make provision for a landscape buffer of 40 feet. There's also proposed to be plantings in that landscape buffer and also a fenced-in area as well. Am I correct, Darren? Over there?
Fenced-in area, what are you talking about?
Along this side, is there a fence? being
No
proposed?
fence.
Okay, no fence. So, landscape buffer. On the rear of the building, there's not proposed to be any impervious area. And so, the property is within the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. It is, we're here tonight for obviously a site plan review. There's proposed snow storage. The aisle widths all meet the requirement of the zoning bylaw. The parking space widths also meet the requirement in the zoning bylaw. The lighting is to be dark sky compliant. We don't propose any activities that would have like noise or vibration on the exterior of the building, really. And so we think that it's suitable for a site plan review. Right now, we're in front of the Conservation Commission. Our next hearing is next week. I think your bylaw requires, before you act, to have a order of conditions in hand.
That is correct.
So hopefully we'll have a closure of that hearing and an order of conditions issued shortly after the next conservation meeting.
My agent / planning director is,
No longer.
yes, who's not here, but,
They're going through the conservation.
correct, okay, yep. Former agent.
Sure.
The project has been peer-reviewed by your peer review engineer. We've received a letter, we responded to the letter. There was a second peer review, and we think that we've satisfied, by and large, any concerns that were outstanding by your consultant. A lot of the letter that you probably read at this point deals with stormwater compliance issues, and Darren can speak to the technicalities of that, but the individual was satisfied with our plan. So, Darren, I don't know if I've misstated anything, please let the board know, and if you want Darren to go over the plan specifics, we're more than happy to have that, or we can just answer questions.
Do we expect Josh to have Phil Cordero?
I don't think Phil, but there is a representative from Allen Major.
There is, okay. Okay, great, thank you. I reviewed the two letters. Much of it, thank you, was taken care of, resolved. It looks like from the latest that there were a few outstanding items, but if we could maybe have Allen and Majors talk about that. Otherwise, would you like our engineer to go over everything, the letter, all of the items? What's the
Right off the
board's
bat,
thought?
I'm looking at your parking layout. I count 11, and you call them here for 21.
That's because there are, each bay, and there are 10 total bays, it makes provision for one space on the inside of the building.
That's a no one on me. When we start counting bays, parking inside bays as parking spaces.
What would it be if it's not parking? I mean, typically, if you have an office building, it's not like folks are pulling their vehicles into the building. It's,
So these will all be marked spaces, is that what you're saying? Inside the building?
Each tenant will have a lease, and each lease will allow each individual bay to have one parking space on the inside, and will identify one space on the outside that's appurtenant to the lease.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Seems an interesting way to look at parking, because they could fill it up with storage and not have space to park inside, and
sorry.
has nothing to do with the site plan. So yeah, it's an interesting thing to count interior bays as parking. I understand that technically it's parking, or it could be parking, but it could also be something else. It could be racks and racks of storage
Right.
for something, which would mean that it would not be available for parking. So I think that I understand Mike's concern that it really looks more like 11 spaces than 21 spaces.
Well, I can offer a response, and that is that this is probably the fourth or fifth town where I've had permits received from boards for this exact type of business model. And every town recognizes the inside. I'm not aware of a single town that has not recognized each interior parking space to satisfy the requirement. And oftentimes it's welcomed because then there's less activity on the exterior of the building.
Well, in your case, in the cases, a lot of times in these contractor buildings, is a lot more activity than what's predicted in the beginning. We had a project come by us before, which we learned from. No material outside at night, material, trucks at night or nothing like that. And the place turned out to be a junkyard, basically. I mean, it's just full. Machinery, cranes, and everything else. I think once we do this, what we're doing is set the precedent that we're gonna allow parking is being counted inside storage as parking. That's kind of being a little creative, but
Well, the question would then be, where in the bylaw does it specify that the parking needs to be exterior? It only says on-site. So we're providing parking on-site, and we're providing 21 parking spaces on-site. I recognize your issue with the precedent, and I'd say a couple of things on that. Number one, we're not approved to operate this property essentially like a junkyard or for outdoor storage. That's a use that's totally separate, specified in the zoning bylaw.
yeah, who's going to police the tenant?
Well, there's a mechanism, but there's also a mechanism in the zoning bylaw for that, which is the zoning enforcement officer, whose job it is to enforce the zoning bylaw within the town. If there's an issue, we would be brought to task by that individual and then to the ZBA. The other thing I wanted to point out, and I did point this out to the zoning board, and really, it might not necessarily be, I don't want to be mistaken for this, but in this zoning district, a use that is allowed in the zoning district is actually, I want to say, I don't know if it's landfill or junkyard. I think it's junkyard, actually, and Josh, you might be able to elucidate on that. We talked about this at the ZBA. It's actually a use that's allowed within this zoning district. We're not proposing that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
But
haven't asked for
I
that.
wanted to, since you were talking about that analogy, I just wanted to point out, we're not proposing it, but it is something that is allowed under your regulation in this zone.
Well, I would think my thought would be, among other things, and again, you haven't finished your presentation, that interior parking spaces would need to be identified, not to be blocked, not to be used, but for anything other than parking. But, because I understand your concern, Mike, of how this could end up looking like parking, but being used for storage, for everything else.
We would be certainly, I think Kevin mentioned that he would be policing it, and that's true, because he would be the landlord, and would be certainly open to a requirement that we insert into the lease language to that effect.
And I think it would be labeling the parking
Yes.
inside the building. Again, I'm just thinking creatively, how do we make sure that,
No, I agree with Michael. We've never approved parking indoors since
Well, and I
I've been
think
here.
that the town the zoning enforcement officer has little or no say over what happens inside a building.
right? Yeah,
But it could be used for storage. You may not want it to be used for storage, but they could put all their equipment, supplies, whatever in there, and it would not be allowed for parking, would not be available for parking.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. The other point, though, is we were in front of the zoning board on the question of use, and we did present parking spaces to that board. And they did not have any specific issue with respect to the use of the inside for parking and so forth.
we don't agree with everything that the zoning board of appeals says either, so don't, because they told you something, don't take it as gospel.
Well, I just want to remind this board.
I'm just,
I get it, but as a lawyer, I have to review the regulations, and what I see on the regulations are that In most instances, this board is a special permit granting authority for purposes of this site plan. But in this instance, because the zoning board grants a variance, this board doesn't act as a special permit granting authority. So your authority is with respect
Site plan
to
review,
review.
right. Just looking at,
And parking is part of site plan review.
Sure.
yeah.
And it's also part of use, and it was on that plan.
Josh, any input?
No, I was just quickly reviewing Article 9, which is your parking bylaw, and it doesn't say anything about interior parking versus exterior parking.
Right.
I think conditioning it in a way that would allow our zoning enforcement officer to ensure that these spots are actually adequate and accessible at, I don't know, any time of inspection, or maybe with notice to the applicant or property owner. I think it could be a way to approve those in a way. But I might tend to agree that you wouldn't see the parking demand on a site like this. Forcing them to have parking exterior is only going to increase impervious surface on the site.
The section 910 also indicates that the building inspectors to be the authority on the number of parking spaces required for any use. So probably be a question for that individual.
Right. Well, and then if we've approved, as the zoning bylaw requires, that number, if in fact those were not available, would be a violation for sure. Okay. I mean, my questions are, and I think it's for our Alan and Major. My reading of the most recent document is there were still some questions that remained to be resolved. Could I call you forward, or? Yeah, if you could.
Good evening. For the record, Paul Matos with Allen and Major Associates. Phil Caderos was not able to attend, so I'm here on his behalf.
Could I ask you to spell your name, please?
Paul Matos, M-A-T-O-S.
And can I ask you to raise your right hand?
Yep.
Do you swear to tell the truth and whole truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, this evening. Thank you.
So we did receive revised plans and a response letter, some revised drainage calculations on Thursday, but we have not had time to review it, so there is still some outstanding issues that need to be resolved.
Right.
And, maybe they've addressed it all, but we haven't had a chance to review it and digest it and confirm that all the changes have been adequately addressed yet.
Right, because so that was my understanding in reading.
Plus, it's
the most
after our deadline
recent.
date.
There were outstanding items.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of the items was drainage. They did new test pits, so they revised the drainage system. They went to a different, a shallower chamber system to raise it up a little bit more to get separation to the estimated seasonal high water table. So we just need to review, confirm that everything's in compliance with the stormwater handbook and regulations, so.
okay. So do we have other questions, folks, of our gentleman here on behalf of the applicant?
Madam Chair, may I? Paul, can you give any input to interior parking and if you've seen it in other communities?
I agree with the applicant that they should be allowed to use the indoor parking. We've done it before on past projects, not particularly in Wareham, but we've done them on other towns and stuff like that. And again, because this is a commercial use and it's going to be contractor bays, it could be parked for the contractor's car when he leaves at night and stuff, if he has his own personal car. And then there's also spaces in front of those overhead doors that could be counted as extra parking spaces for the employees and stuff like that. Because again, you're not going to have a lot of people coming here to come to visit the site. It's basically going to be employees, and they may have one admin person associated with the use or something. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't see an issue with allowing parking inside the building, because again, I've done it before in the past on past projects, so.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm really relying on your company, Allen & Majors, because I looked at both of the letters, lots of markings I have, and many of which were resolved, so thank you to the applicant. But it looked like there were some outstanding issues still, and particularly drainage, so it seems to me we may want to continue this with our applicant's approval, so you can have a chance to review everything.
Correct.
So if we
Yeah, it came in after the deadline, plus we have to wait for conservation, so they're going to be back
Right.
anyway.
And Josh, it sounds like the order of condition, you have a hearing, you've had one hearing already?
I'm not sure how many.
Okay.
I don't sit on conservation anymore, so
Right.
We've had two
I'm not sure where they're
Two? Okay,
substantive hearings.
okay. And when's the next hearing, do you know?
Next Tuesday or Wednesday? I
Okay.
can't remember what day.
Okay.
Wednesday. Okay, thank you. The only thing I'd like to add before we vote to continue tonight's meeting is, I'm looking at the section 920 of chart in the zoning bylaw that identifies the number of parking spaces required. And the specific use that we're proposing, it's, I don't think, uncommon for the chart to kind of miss specific uses from time to time. But the specific use is not identified as requiring any spaces. The line item that we've gone under is manufacturing uses and industrial non-manufacturing,
Right,
which was the closest analogous.
right, I agree. Yeah.
But it's not as if your bylaw says for this type of use, you need to have 2 spaces. And like I indicated, I think you'll find that there's probably adequate parking.
I disagree.
Okay?
Parking is a challenge in this town, so,
Well, no, we've never done it. I don't want to start doing it now
yeah.
and set precedents. If we're going to do it, I want to study it, and not just on the fly say, oh, sure, let's
Sure.
do it now.
Yep.
Yep.
We're going to continue the meeting anyway.
What
in any
date?
event.
Pick a date.
So let's look. Next meeting is, so that would be August 11th? Yeah. Monday,
So
August 11th?
conservation meets next week.
Right,
on the 6th.
yeah. So, gentlemen,
Make a motion, we continue this item till
make sure.
August 11th.
August 11th?
Second.
All in favor?
I'm not here.
Baptiste, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Oh, Jane Gleason, aye.
I know. I have it. Okay.
The 11th.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep. Okay, next we have, Josh, have we heard from Rick Valenti? Is his group here? No. Okay,
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyone
Okay.
here from Zenith?
no? Okay. All right, so let me get the next one.
24, 25.
Yeah, I'm looking for the,
Should be the last folder.
yeah, no, I think it's here. Sorry.
You got it?
Yep, I do. So we are opening the public hearing. Plan 8, Project 8-25, DDO-New England LLC, site plan review, 2424 Cranberry Highway. We're opening the public hearing. If I will read the publication, notice of public hearing. The Wareham Planning Board will hold a public hearing on July 28, 2025 at 6 p.m. in room 520 of the Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass. 02571, to consider petition number 8-25 for a site plan review from the requirements of Article 15, Section 1552 of the Wareham zoning bylaws to DDO-New England LLC, care of Mark Raymond of 79 North Main Street, Mansfield, Massachusetts, proposing demolition of existing structure, construction of a new single-tenanted 2,200 square foot building for use as a Taco Bell restaurant with drive-through located at 2424 Cranberry Highway, Wareham, Massachusetts, Assessors Map 108, Lot 1019A, in the IND zoning district. First notice was published on July 10th, 2025. Second notice, July 17th, 2025.
Madam
Thank you.
Chair, the green cards have been accounted for.
Correct. Yes, they were
Okay.
accounted for. Good evening.
Good evening.
We have a whole crowd tonight. If I could ask those who plan to testify this evening to identify yourselves. I wouldn't mind all of four of you identifying yourselves if you
Yeah,
could, but those who are
I
going to
think we'll do
speak.
that just to be safe. So,
Thank you.
I'm Attorney Michael Spillane with Marioni, Shaughnessy, and Udy in Quincy, Massachusetts.
Okay, I'll go over, and then we'll go back and swear you in.
I'm Mark Raymond with Desidero Foods.
Okay?
Heather Monacup with Greenman Peterson, here for traffic tonight.
And Chris Tamula from Green and Peterson, professional engineer, and here on behalf of the applicant.
Okay. So for those who will testify, can you identify yourself? I'm going to need you to spell your names,
Okay.
every one of you, if you could. So I'll start again.
It's Michael Spillane, Spillane.
Yeah. Ask you to raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth this evening?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Next, sir.
Mark Raymond, Raymond.
Yeah. Do you swear to tell the whole truth tonight, the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Heather Montacup, Monticup.
Okay. Again, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth this evening?
Yes.
Thank you.
And Chris Tamula, Tymula.
Okay, and again, Chris, Mr. Mueller, do you swear to tell the whole truth this evening?
I do.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Hand out these. Okay. Proceed.
All right. As mentioned in the notice, this is a proposed Taco Bell to be constructed at 2424 Cranberry Highway. It is in the industrial zone, but we were before the Zoning Board of Appeals, and we received a variance for the operation of a restaurant with a drive-through. It's formerly, I think most recently, BB's Bar and Grill, if anybody's familiar with that structure. And we do have a lease with the owner of the property. So that's sort of an overview of the project itself and what we're proposing. There's 21 parking spaces on site, or 17 parking spaces on site. And we're proposing a right-in, right-out from Cranberry Highway. So there's, to cut down on the traffic. And the drive-through will be, as you come into the property, you see it, it will come around the back of the building and then feed out along the border of the property currently occupied by Rockland Trust Company.
Is this behind us?
This is it here, yes.
Did you get a copy of the plan? No. Okay. Just looking at.
I have some questions that maybe we could start with.
Yeah.
Could you explain to me how the drive-through versus the mobile lanes work?
Yes, so both lanes are set up so that they could both be dual drive-through lanes, but the idea behind the dual lanes is one lane is strictly for drive-through, the other one is where third-party aggregators, people use the mobile app, DoorDash drivers, Uber Eats, those type of entities, they would pull out directly into that lane that is labeled mobile, and they would just give, the name of the customer, and then they would pull right into the queue window to pick up the order and
Yes.
go.
So I see that there's an ordering apparatus for both lanes.
Correct.
So there's somebody pulled up. So I guess my question is, if somebody wants to leave the site via the tow road driveway at the back of the site, there's not really a bypass lane past those this sort of stacking areas for cars waiting to get to those order devices. Is that correct?
So they would come out of the drive-through lane, they would loop around the front of the building, then they would go back up the right side of the property, up across and out to Tow Road.
Okay, so for instance, if somebody comes in and parks their car and walks into the building and orders and goes back into their car and want to leave and they want to go, say, I don't have a north arrow. They want to go in the opposite direction on Cranberry Highway, then the right turn makes them go. And they want to go out the back of the site and go to the light at Tow Road so that they can go the other direction. They can't really get past the stacking areas for traffic waiting for the drive-through. Is that correct?
So the lane to the left, the lane to the right, the cars would queue up in that stack. That's also where during peak periods, we would have both lanes open and available to drive-throughs. The volume
Right.
and the stacking does not spill into that, and the lane to the right was taken into account so that people could pass that.
So if
That plane shows the car.
if cars stack up for that outboard order device, then they would be filling the roadway that gets people to exit at the back, correct?
So if I may,
Right.
sorry, Heather Monacup with traffic here. We've done counts at at similar facilities, and the maximum queue for this type of site is 7 vehicles during the weekday PM and the Saturday midday peak hours, and we have more than enough queuing to accommodate the 7 max vehicles that we've counted at those sites. That data was collected at the request of Mass DOT, so we've used it on other facilities in the area for District 5 Mass DOT, and it's been submitted to them on previous projects. So because this project also needs a Mass DOT permit, we've used the same information.
We're mapping through your layout there. That's going to be an adventure to get through that place.
Has the fire department weighed in?
Guess we haven't received any comments from the fire department at this time.
Okay.
Have you asked?
We have not formally asked the fire department, but we have submitted everything to the town, and we just have not received any comments to date.
Yeah, just an FYI, the fire department in this town is separate from the town government.
Yeah, I think I would agree on the fire department. I would make sure that you consult with them.
I see that there's a bypass lane around the, I guess that's the north side of the building or west side of the building, past where the pickup windows are. But I would worry about, I mean, I've been at fast food restaurants that have gotten unusually backed up. You know, they're short-staffed and they can't get the food out quickly enough or something like that. And I think that's a little bit worrisome to not have the ability to get around the cars that are stacked up for the drive-through.
And the back
Yeah,
is up on.
So if I may, Madam Chair, so the current plan there is basically the same plan here. We just basically took that plan and colored up with our green and gray. So as Heather mentioned, we do have a 7-car stack. So the 7-car stack is to the upper mobile pickup window. The overall stack, which includes the mobile pickup and the standard pickup window, there's actually a 12-car stack. So we have to have way more, much more than is based on the current counts that are consistent with this type of use. There is a bypass lane around the building, and there is a bypass lane to the rear to Tow Road. So we feel having, more than enough stacking on site, this should not be an issue with circulation around the site.
Okay. And there is, right, a bypass along the stack to the plan left of the building as well as getting out to Tow Road.
Yeah, understood, but that doesn't really help getting, out of the site or through the site.
If the mobile
Yeah,
pickup
no,
is blocked, is that what-
I see the bypass road by the pickup windows, so understood.
Yeah, again, in this case, because we have the opportunity to have a driveway on Cranberry as well as Tow Road, it gives the motor vehicle the opportunity to either go to Tow Road if they want to head in the other direction towards the highway, or it's sort of self-regulating. If they go there and they realize that mobile pickup window is a busier window than normal, they're not going to try to go out the back. They're just going to go out the main driveway. Like I said, it is pretty self-regulating. And in a typical fast food type development like this, you would not normally even have that second means of egress out of the site.
Have you done any studies on how much the mobile section is used on
So-
DoorDash, Taco Bell? I just
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in,
So right now, in this market up here, it depends on where the location is, but they're averaging about 65 to 70% of the volume is the drive-through itself. And then an additional about 20% is going to be the third-party generators, as we call them, DoorDash, mobile order, apps, stuff like that. The reality is dining rooms are really just kind of fading away. So less than 10% of our sales come through the dining room, and less than 5% of those people actually sit down to eat.
I mean, I guess I see one more car in that mobile line and you can't get out the back.
So in addition to that mobile lane, there is also a pickup window built into the side of the building with 2 identified spots, just like you would have handicap spots, where those drivers pull right into those spots, press the doorbell on a window that is to the right of the main entrance on the side, and it is a video and an annunciator in the building that will tell the attendant at the front that they're there with the name, and they just hand the food and go. The other thing about the mobile lane is
assuming the food's ready.
it's
Yeah.
always ready for the third parties. The other thing with that outside lane, it is strictly announcing you're there. So for example, if I was to pull up to the lane, immediately we have an AI option, as well as if there's a cashier available, we put them on. But the AI just says, name please. And we would say, Sam, pull forward please. And that's how they know. So you're really not at that speaker 10, 15 seconds, and then you're in the queue. And the average turnaround time on the mobile orders is roughly 90 seconds from the time you announce yourself to the time you're on your way.
You hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
Full
I
disclosure,
we've
it's
got a
better with
Dunkin'
the
Donuts
visual
in
than it
town
is
that
in
is
person.
always backed up out onto the road, and it's kind of a nightmare.
Remember your highway's
So-
so busy, right? Ridiculous.
And Dunkin' Donuts is quick with their turnaround too, but it gets so backed up. And particularly where this is only the entrance is from the 28 northbound lane, and the exit is onto the 28 northbound lane, and so your options are limited if you want to go southbound as you're leaving. I mean, to me, the best option would be to go around the back and come out Tow Road by the light and go southbound.
Agreed.
That's why the access is provided there.
Because you can't do a U-turn. You're not supposed to do a U-turn at that light, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
And again, Madam Chair, that's the exact reason we have that second means of egress out of there, is to allow the, somebody, if they are going back to the highway, going south, to take that option.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good option. I'm not sold yet on the stacking lanes
Yeah.
and the ability to get around them to get out that back exit.
In the appendix of our traffic study is the data from the other facilities showing the queues at each facility.
Yep. Saw that.
Yeah, well, so that's my concern.
Other questions?
I was a franchisee of a quick service restaurant, so I had $1 million stores that had a fraction of that for stacking. There was no stacking. So in and out, that was it.
We still have peer review
Yeah.
to be undertaken, I think. You're aware of our peer review process and 53G and all of that, I understand. Yes.
The peer review consultant has not been identified to us. If you know who that will be and what they'll be peer reviewing, that would be good to know.
I mean, I think, Josh, what we do use is our Mass General Laws 53G accounts we do not have an engineer on our staff. So we we ask the applicant under Mass General Laws to fund an account and we use independent consultant to review drainage, parking, traffic, all of that on our behalf. So that is the process.
Do you know who the peer, I think we understand that process. Do you know who the
Yeah.
peer reviewer will be
We use Allen and Major.
for everything?
Out of Lakeville, as long as they're not associated with your project.
Correct.
I don't think they have any conflict.
Right. So I assume no objection to that. It does tend to help, tremendous help to us, as reviewing the legal aspects of the application. So,
I guess, Madam Chair, my only comment or question would be, is there a timing on something like that? Internally, our frustration is, we've submitted back in early May, and it's taken us 2 months just to get to this point. So we're trying to determine what is the
Sure.
timing to get a peer review and how long that's going to
Sure.
delay the project.
Allen and Majors generally is very quick with their turnaround. I don't think that's something you should be concerned about at this point.
Right.
And as quickly as you can fund the 53G, we can get them started. So, no, I think it is reasonable to think if you continue 2 weeks, Allen and Major might have a response for you.
Okay.
Paul, do you see, Paul?
We'll be close.
Yeah, Paul's giving me
I
a
guess
little bit.
you'd have to determine
Yeah.
what is our scope on the peer review.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, of course,
So
we
that
don't have,
hasn't been done yet. That's the point.
so I think we just need to clarify what our scope's gonna be for the peer review, because typically we just do, civil engineering scopes, which is drainage, site layout related issues and stuff like that.
Right.
If you want us to review, traffic, we'll have to hire an outside consultant to take care of that. And typically, I believe, when we submitted our proposal to the town, we had MDM as our traffic consultant. So if that's something you want us to do, then we'll have to coordinate with MDM to provide us a fee, so that way when we submit our fee for our civil
Sure.
review,
I think
we'll
we
let
would
you know what the total cost
Appreciate
is
that.
to get that done.
Yeah, I think would appreciate consulting on the traffic study. Are we all in
I
agreement?
disagree.
Don't need it? Don't need a consultant on the traffic study?
I've ran 100 restaurants like that. We had a fraction available for stack. We did not have a red light at probably half of them. I think it's more than adequate. That's just my opinion. If you think that's something we need, go for it.
Also remember that this will be peer review, this will be not peer review, but Mass DOT, of the full traffic study's already been
Right.
submitted
Did
to
Mass DOT, because right now there's 2 curb cuts on that property, I believe, right?
Correct.
So you're going to cut it down to 1 Mass DOT. must be
And a
happy
right in,
about
right
that,
out at
I'm sure.
that. Yep.
Smart move.
Yeah.
And if I may, we've had we actually had early discussions with Mass DOT before we even submit the ZBA. We talked about the wide driveways that are out there today, and we explained that we're making it a right in, right out, and they were, I'm not speaking for Mass DOT.
Yeah.
Well, we
so to
went through
speak,
that
but
same scenario with
they're
the bank next door. That's why that entrance on 28 is so narrow, to discourage people to use it.
Yeah,
swing
to do a
around the back.
turnaround, yeah.
Yeah.
Jane, what's your thought on having Eleanor Majors have a supplemental review of the traffic study?
I think probably more importantly to me is to have the fire department weigh in to make sure that first responders can get in and out comfortably. I mean, that's probably more of a concern to me than somebody coming in who's going to go walk into the restaurant and then want to leave by tow road.
Sure.
But fire trucks and ambulances being able to get in and out of there. And if they're comfortable with it, I think I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Mike? You agree?
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want us to reach out to the fire department, or is that something that the town will submit the
Josh, what's
application and
your-
the plan to?
What's your thought on coordinating that?
I have a note to already send it to them for their
Yeah.
comments.
Okay.
So I'll take care of that tomorrow. I'll
Okay.
CC you guys in the email.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. So can I have a motion to refer this matter to Eleanor Majors, with the exception of the traffic study, to have them look at all of the different items that they typically do, which would just.
What about the traffic study? You want a traffic study?
No.
No,
I'm saying
awesome.
no, with the exception not to have them review separately, independently, the traffic study, but obviously the fire department to review as well.
I'd make that motion, but can we have dates if it's specific?
Sure.
I mean, can we do it on the 11th? Or is that too
Can we
soon?
continue this to the 11th? Is that sufficient time?
Yeah,
I just may speak, I think the 11th is too soon.
yeah, I would hesitate to say.
We have to go back to the office, we have to prepare our peer review contract.
Yeah.
Sure.
Send it over to the town, and you have to provide it to them, for them to
Okay.
provide the funds.
So it can, the next meeting is August 25th.
Yeah, and don't forget Alan Majors is also gonna prepare a response
To the
to
other
the
two.
application and give the applicant time to respond to that.
Exactly.
I think the 28th gives them ample time for at least Alan Majors to get a letter out and potentially for the applicant to respond.
Mm-hmm. Right,
And I
right.
think there could be quality discussion.
ideal,
as it
but
puts
does it work?
Yeah.
Madam Chair, and if I may ask a
Sure,
question.
of course.
In the event we go down that road, what is how much time does Allen Majors need to re-review if they provide comments, if they need us to make plan revisions? We don't want to come into a situation where there's still outstanding comments and they haven't had enough time to review. Is it a week? Is it 10 days?
Typically, we like to have a week.
Right.
I mean, we get initial letter, then we get responses, and another second letter before the next meeting, is that correct?
Yeah,
That's normal,
Yeah, I mean, yes.
okay?
Typically, they issue a letter,
Just-
you issue a response, there may be some final comments back, so mostly it's a go-around of no more than twice, I guess, in my,
I just want to make sure they know, because they're new, they haven't been here before.
yeah.
Make sure they know the
Issue with us
process.
Reaching out directly to Allen Majors to have discussions in the
Yeah.
interim.
We have,
I think Allen Majors encourages that. You know, if they have a comment for you and you have a response for them, and you're not really sure if it makes sense or not, I'm sure Paul or Phil would be more than happy to have a quick phone call with you.
yeah, right,
You get that done before you come to the next meeting.
Yeah, please.
great,
Not a problem.
okay.
Cool, make a motion, we continue to August 26th.
I would,
Fifth.
I would take time to make public comment as well.
25th,
25th?
I think,
25th?
is the Monday date.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's August 25th. Okay. So we will continue it, but a motion to refer this to Allen
Comment?
Majors.
Public comment.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
No, okay,
Do
so,
you need a motion to refer to Allen Majors? It's just
We do.
part of- no, you
yeah,
don't.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I would just maybe open up to public comment
yes.
now.
So do we have anyone from the public who'd like to speak? I think I'm going to ask, yes, our gentleman to remain here in case there's, but if you could.
When you go on, brave soul.
On the sword.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Richard Burke. I'm an attorney. I'm with Beauregard, Burke, and Franco in New Bedford, and I'm here representing two abutters to this site, Diane Fielding, whose property, as you're looking at the plan, is to the right, and also Stephen Fielding, who's abuts this property more toward the backside of the property as you're looking at it from the road.
And can I ask you to spell your name, and then I'll swear you in? because-
Sure. Richard Burke, B-U-R-K-E.
And could you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth this evening?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
So my client's primary concern is there is a 20-foot wide access road which is visible on both the site plan and the existing conditions plan. It's hard for me to see it here. I can point out to you where it is on the
Sure,
site plan maybe, which I have a copy of. Is that easier if I just?
Yeah, if you, okay.
So I can just leave these with you. So you can see it on both the site plan and the existing conditions plan. And I'm sorry, but it's even on this size, it's very small. So you see it, it's in a little bit more bold print on the existing conditions plan. It says 20-foot wide right-of-way. And it also, it shows on this plan, it's right in this area here. And the right-of-way, which is shown on the existing conditions plan, the property line, which is the, as you, I'm sure probably know, the dark
Dark
line
line.
in the middle.
Right.
But the right-of-way straddles that property line. It's 20 feet wide, 10 foot on my client's side of the property line, and 10 feet on the applicant's side of the property line. And this right-of-way is accessed from the same curb cut that's there now. Stephen Fielding accesses his property, which is in the back here, by traveling down the right-of-way. There's a gate. It's not shown on the existing conditions plan, but he has a gate at the end of the right-of-way. And then over on his mother's side, Diane Fielding's side, on this kind of J-shaped stone wall, which you see on the plans, there's another gate that accesses the property here. Both use the same curb cut, at least the existing curb cut that's there, which is a curb cut that the old restaurant also uses. So they actually, on their plans, they are using the right-of-way as really part of their development, and we cannot afford to have the right-of-way blocked in any way. This is an enlargement of, I think, the existing conditions plan. You see, again, the property line, and you see how they've written snow storage. So they're proposing that their snow storage.
He's going to block the right-of-way.
Is going to block the right-of-way. And then.
And that's, is that their only access to the property? Is this through the right-of-way?
To Stephen Fielding's property in the back, it is his
Sole
only
right.
access,
Okay.
yeah.
Is that gate always open or closed?
It's closed, he uses it when he goes in and out to his property in the back, and the gate is,
What is in the back?
he has vehicles, he's a mason, he has stone products and other things.
So is there a residence back there, or no? It's a vacant lot. I
that-
see.
that's used as a
Okay.
Is
contractor
that all
lot.
those trucks and crap in front of that piece? It's in the back.
There is a residence, Diane Fielding's residence is on this parcel here.
When the industrial park was built, that used to be the main state road, basically, you go that parcel in the back. Yep.
I see.
And that restaurant changed hands 2 or 3 times, Joe Ziti, this and that.
Right.
And it kind of got, people kind of forgot about it. And it got, I should say, encroached on over the
Yeah.
years. But that's been there for probably 100 years.
There's a right of way, from what I'm told, is it's an ancient, they call it
State.
Woods Road on some plans. The state was
State.
involved in the taking
The old
of
state
this
road.
right of way back when.
Oh, they were?
So it's been there.
Is it paved, or what is the,
Well, these are some old pictures that.
It's a dirt
they're-
road.
it's a dirt road?
It's partly paved and
Yeah, the parking lot
partly.
portion.
It's a typical Wareham road.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
okay.
this is from 2012. I can leave this with you.
Okay,
But this is the restaurant, the old restaurant.
okay.
This is the J-shaped stone wall that you see on the plans. And you can see that the edge of the pavement that you see is actually about the middle of the right-of-way, or where the property line is. And then there's a gravel area with vegetation. But the edge of the restaurant building that you see in this photograph is actually, you can see that it touches the edge of the 20-foot wide portion of the right-of-way. And you can see the right-of-way going in. So it's partly paved and partly gravel.
Okay.
So the building doesn't touch it?
It looks like it touches the edge of it,
It's on it.
right on the existing conditions plan.
Doesn't encroach?
I don't think it encroaches, the building doesn't encroach.
Okay.
However, they are proposing on their project, in addition to the existing conditions plan, you see this snow storage. So this dark line is the middle line of the right-of-way, essentially.
Yeah.
And then they're also showing on the same plan, a 10-foot landscape buffer, which this is an enlargement of that. And this is from the property line onto the other 10 feet of the right-of-way. So again, they're utilizing the right-of-way as part of their
I
development
see.
project. Even though that is their property, it's subject to a right-of-way.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be,
And
shouldn't be blocked.
is it a recorded right-of-way? I mean, or is
It
it,
shows on previous plans that
Okay.
were endorsed by your board,
okay,
and it goes back a lot further than that.
Okay.
I'm sure that we could find it on many other.
Deeded
It's deeded, it's shown on his deed.
and recorded?
okay.
Yes, I believe it is recorded. I've seen it on one of the plans that the planning board has endorsed. I can show you if you want.
Yeah, could you provide us with that
I
information?
can,
I mean,
yes.
I'm not saying this evening, but
I can.
that would be
certainly,
helpful.
Yeah, so I don't think there's any question that it's a 20-foot wide right-of-way and it's there. It's shown on the applicant's own plans
Okay.
as being there. These other drawings just show, kind of in yellow highlight, where the right-of-way is relative to the plan.
Can we get copies of all that?
Yes, I can leave these with you.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
So our concern is, and these photographs are older, you can see the years that they were taken or written on them. And again, this is a picture of back in 2014. This is the roadway that I'm talking about. So it's paved to about the middle, and it's gravel on the other half. And this is again a 2012 picture, but it's showing, again, the building and the curb cut and the right-of-way. This is just showing some puddling that's a problem. These are I believe they're shown on the existing conditions plan, the drainage.
Drainage system.
It does,
The
get-
back of the parking lot, they used to put a sump pump out there to drain the puddle down.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
So my client's concern primarily is that that right-of-way not be blocked in any way. One of the other plans that you'll see there, they've got some kind of, I think it's called a sock. Let's see if I can find that for you.
What's it on this one?
I think it's this is an enlargement of the, this is from the erosion plan.
Okay.
But you can see that it's called a surround, well, it shows the basins.
So part of the
Yeah.
drainage plan.
It is part, yeah, and I think maybe this one too shows it, well, let's see if I can get you the right one. There's also, on this drawing, there's a gate into this property that is down the right-of-way, and as I mentioned, there's another gate at the end of the right-of-way.
And is that, these gates are in use? Is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
yes,
Okay.
they are.
Yeah, okay.
And this right-of-way is used.
It is, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, you can see,
And just my other question is, so his lot is at the end. Are there other lots that have rights in the right-of-way, to your knowledge?
well, the right-of-way would be used to access the fielding lot on the side.
Okay,
I guess it's easier to see it on this plan.
so your client's lot,
Yeah, so there's an access gate to this lot, and then there's an access
is
gate to the lot
the
back
mother's,
here,
the
which is
mother's
the
lot, and
mother's
this is the
property.
son.
And the
Okay.
son's lot is back here.
Okay.
So
To
the
your
lot that-
knowledge, there
that
aren't
is
any
called-
other access being used, no one else is using, whether they had adverse possession or had a right to use it?
Not to my knowledge,
Okay.
not to my knowledge.
It looks like it goes into the back end of the industrial park, so the back end of some long buildings that go out to Kendrick Road in the industrial park beyond Fielding's property.
When they made their industrial park, they disrupted all of that, whatever parcels were back there. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
this road, if you continued, it goes right to the back of Factory 5, and that was all one big parcel.
So Jane,
Yeah.
is your thought that there may be others that have rights in the right-of-way? Not
I
asking
don't know,
for
it
you.
looks like I'm looking at Google Earth right now, and there's
Yeah.
just a bunch of stuff back there, but it looks like, I don't know, it's hard to tell. Hard to tell.
They've identified it
Yeah,
on the
but that's
plan.
my question, is are there others that have rights? Generally, when you see that, there's others.
Yeah, I was there earlier today. There are two gates. There's one into the Diane Fielding parcel. It's partly down this right-of-way, and then Stephen Fielding's gate is at the very end of the
As far as
right-of-way.
that, yeah.
So
Yeah.
our concern is that it not be blocked in any way, and also that the curb cut, which is what the Fieldings use to access their properties, also not be impacted by a backup of traffic going into this drive-through, and that they not use the right-of-way as landscaping or
Anything that would obstruct
snow
it.
control or anything else. That would impact our private property rights. The other concerns that we have are just, there's a speaker, I believe, shown on one of the plans, that there be some kind of, if the board is going to approve this, that there be some kind of fencing on the interior part of the 20-foot right-of-way on their property, so that we don't have, with the wind blowing in the direction of our property, litter and so forth blowing onto our property, and that there be ideally some kind of arborvitae or some kind of screening, again, not on the right-of-way itself, but on their property, between their property and our property. Lastly, in addition to concerns about noise, light pollution, all of the things that any neighbor would, be concerned about when you have a fast food place going in, when, a different use than what was there before. Before this was a restaurant, I'm told that it was a gas station many years ago.
way
So
back.
we don't know if there is, obviously, we're concerned about things like asbestos, but also whether there might be gas tanks in the ground.
Yeah,
I don't
21A.
know if that has been addressed or not.
If that's the case, why are you concerned with that?
Contamination, if they drill into an old gas tank that's there, our property is adjacent, we don't want any contamination on our
Are there
property.
any gas in all those trucks that are there?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Are there any gas in all the trucks that are there? But you have a ton of vehicles all over.
That's true, but not a gas tank in the ground like what we believe was there originally. You know, it was a gas station, and we believe there were gas tanks in the ground.
Mike?
And we just point that out so that if the applicant isn't aware, or if the town isn't aware, because it's many years ago, I don't know if there are even records
Well, we
of
have a
it.
historian here.
Yeah, we do.
But our primary concern is the right-of-way.
Like I said, when that property changed hands, probably 50, 60 years ago, there was a small restaurant there for years. It got expanded 4 or 5 times. That was before the days of the building department. You just went and did what you wanted to. Because if you faced a building to the right, I think probably 3/4 of that building was built without any permits. It was just, you know, just head on and kept on going. The gentleman that lived there just did what he wanted to do. And here we go, 50 years down the road, comes back and it haunts somebody.
You
That
remember
road
any-
was an active, it's still an active road, but it was
Right
even
away.
more active before the industrial park came. That's when everything got disrupted, because Sean Coppola and company wanted to capitalize on the industrial park. They had blinders on, and they did what they wanted to do, and the poor people got injured. You know, the
Trust was a
Fieldings,
good guy.
the Fieldings have been there for 100 years, and
So do you remember a gas station?
yeah, vaguely, yes. I'm talking
Potentially.
way, way, way back, yeah. Just like there was one at Bell's.
Hmm?
There was one at Bell's, too. You know, 28 was the main drag, you gotta remember back then. We had everything back in the days, now it's all coming back.
Okay. So I think you've got, is this, were you aware of the right-of-way and the rights in it?
I'd be happy to answer any of these questions if the chair would like
Okay.
to do so.
So were you aware of the right-of-way?
100%. And as part of our plans, no curbing is no proposed curbing is within the right-of-way. No trees, no landscaping is within the right-of-way. No light poles within the right-of-way. No utilities are within the right-of-way. We've kept the right-of-way as it is today, except for the fact that there's paving that currently goes almost up to the property line. We've removed that pavement, which is on our property, and it's now all going to be grass and landscape, just loam and seed. Our understanding is that the gate in the rear is actually blocked by large boulders, so I'm not sure if it really is being utilized today.
Okay.
The comment with regards to snow storage, we have no issue removing the snow storage over there. It's just a landscaped area that the plows are gonna come in and, you know, put the snow over there. We can just take that off the plan. There's no problem with that. The comment with regards to the silt sock or any of that, that's all erosion control measures from a construction point of view. We wanna make sure that the adjacent abutting properties are protected during construction.
During construction,
So
okay,
it's
that's
a
what I
temporary
thought,
erosion control
okay.
measure
Yeah.
to protect the boundary as we're removing the pavement, regrading the areas. The erosion control plan is shown right here on the plan. So this line with the triangles on it, that's the silt fence or silt socks. There are some catch basins along the low point here. What we're doing is we're putting silt bags within those catch basins to make sure that when construction is occurring, sediment does not get in those existing catch basins, protecting the environment, protecting the neighbor, protecting the drainage system. During construction, if there is some sort of uncovering of any underground storage tanks, which we're not aware of today, it will be removed in accordance with the proper state and federal guidelines for underground storage tanks. We have no issue conditioning that in the approvals or whatever it would be. So we don't feel that anything that's been brought up by the attorney is anything that we can't overcome.
And I'll just speak to the fact also too, we have already performed a geotech on the site as well as borings and test pits, and we have found no evidence of that, and every report has come back clean
Okay,
and compactable material, in addition to the concern about the speaker post at the drive-through. Those posts are in the back of the building, on the back of the property, facing the back, the south side, towards Factory 5. So they are not pointing in the direction of the neighbor that is residing there, and they are at 12 decibels, which means after 12 feet, you can't hear it.
So your lighting, I'm sure your lighting's all going to be shielded and everything else.
Lighting, there's
right?
only
Lighting is
one.
dark sky compliant, absolutely.
Okay.
Our concern about what was just said is that, two things, again, it's a used right-of-way, so it shouldn't be blocked during construction, even though I understand it's a good reason, but it's still blocking it from use, and that needs to be coordinated. And if they're going to put landscaping or grass on one half of the 20-foot wide by taking out the pavement, that may impact the use of the right-of-way. It may need to be changed further by.
Oh, I'm sure
by my
they
client.
can change it and put some kind of surface that would bear the load or whatever. I'm sure something could be worked out.
Just if, if they put half grass, a vehicle can't
Yeah,
use
no,
that
I know
side.
what you're seeing there, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah.
Can I just ask what the frequency of the uses of this right-of-way? How frequently are we in and out of this?
I think recently there's been controversy about, although it's clear to me that it's a legal right-of-way, and I think it's acknowledged that it is, there's been some controversy about it, and I think my client has been trying not to use it. There was a no trespass served and that sort of thing. But it's used on a regular basis, and it is the only access from the street to, in particular, Stephen Fielding's property in the back. And as I mentioned, there's a sliding chain gate there. It's not shown on the existing conditions plan. I was there earlier today, and there is, it's essential to the use of that property to the rear that it have
Does
access.
the old J&R building still have any rights in that road going to the back?
No, I don't believe it does.
Okay, because I know at one time that parcel was all one parcel way back.
It
And like
was
I said, here we go again.
subdivided off from that,
The
I
local
believe.
people get squeezed out by, industrial park started it.
Yeah.
And it's just been going on and on.
So my question would be to your counsel, has anyone done the full title on who has rights to the right-of-way? So we don't get halfway through here and you've got issues with
No,
others that come forward?
We have not done title yet.
Okay.
Typically, we don't necessarily do it unless there's an indication of something that we need to use for development purposes that others might have a right in.
Right.
As my client indicated, we're not planning to utilize the right-of-way.
Whereas this is also a leased property. We're not
Yeah, I
purchasing it.
understand.
If it was a purchase, we 1,000%
Yeah, no,
would have.
Right.
exactly, and I understand that. But that was just, given that this has been raised, to determine if there's others that may come forward who have rights after the fact, which I don't think you'd want to.
Our attorney, our landlord has done all this in the past, and I'm sure I can get that,
Okay.
those documents if we need.
Hopefully he has. Okay.
Interesting to see how far back he goes.
Yeah, yeah. Rights away in Massachusetts, I'm a retired real estate attorney, so they can be problematic, right? So, okay. All right, I don't have any other questions at this time. Anyone else have questions at this time?
We have a gentleman with his hand raised.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I allow him to speak?
Of course. Good evening, Mr. Muniz?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Jim.
Hello?
Can we hear you now?
Hello, hello, hello. This is Jim Manise, Cranberry Highway.
Yes, Mr.
Can you let
Muniz?
me in, please? Can you let me in, please? Hello?
You are in.
Hi. I can't
Can you hear us,
join
Jim?
as panelists.
He's coming in as a panelist.
Hello, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Hello, hello, hello.
Jim, we can hear you.
That must be on his end.
Hi. This is Jim Manise. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
Can somebody wave at him?
Hello,
Give him a thumbs up or something.
He can
video.
hear you. But he can't hear us.
There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we
Can you
can.
hear me? You hear me? Hello?
Yes.
No audio.
Yes.
No audio. I can't hear you.
No, what's the issue?
Jane, you have no problem hearing us, right?
Hello?
No, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Type
Hmm.
Mr. Muniz in the chat.
Hello?
Audio issues on his end.
Hello? I can't hear you. Audio.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, I hear you now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Proceed,
Okay, my
Mr.
name
Muniz.
is Jim Muniz on Cranberry Highway. And I'd like to know, through you, Madam Chair, how are people going south on 28 going to enter the proposed establishment without going across the southbound lanes? I know that the little island they put at Aldi's does nothing to keep people from turning into that, even though there's a sign that says "Do not enter." So I'd like to hear how they will be keeping people from crossing over and trying to get in that way, if it would be okay.
If I may?
Of course.
Our traffic study has shown them making U-turns at the Wareham Crossing, Kendrick Street intersection, so we have accounted for those U-turns in our traffic study, which again has been submitted to the town and to Mass DOT for review.
Thank you. But how will you keep people from going across Route 28 at the entrance? Are you going to extend the small island on the northbound side, more southward, like 30 feet, 6 inches high, so people cannot get in that way? The island across the street into the Aldi's lot does not work. I would think that the best way would be going into Tow Road and taking a right on the out only, so it's two-way. But, I mean, what do I know? I'm not a traffic consultant. So that's just my concern. I already see some issues at Aldi's. I don't know how many accidents have happened down that way. I'm not against the project, but, good planning makes a good project. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Muniz.
At this time, we don't have any plans to extend any island. Again, that's state highway. We'll have to listen to what their concerns are and go from there. Not quite sure why the raised island wasn't raised at the time, but it's painted for God knows what reason, but it's painted today, and whatever Mass DOT. Yeah, it's state highway, exactly. So whatever Mass DOT requires us to do is what we'll have to do out there.
Oftentimes they don't have reasons.
What we do know is a very busy area. There's a lot of
When they opened
traffic
up,
coming and going.
Aldi's Plaza, I think the first week, somebody made an illegal turn, I even took the light pole down
Yeah,
on that island.
yeah, it's an interesting configuration, we will just say.
California spikes.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll work. Entertain a motion to continue. Oh,
Yes.
Jim, you all done? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm good. Again, I'm talking about the island in front of their building. It would be nice if they put some knockdown strips coming down in the middle of the highways, but that's up to Mass Highway. And import from the board would probably go a long way to Mass DOT in consideration of possible traffic issues.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jane, did you want to say something?
Not at this time. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyone else?
We went through that with
Anyone
the
else?
Aldi project.
Anyone else in the audience? Any of our citizens? Anyone online?
Entertain a motion to continue to August 25th.
5th, correct.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Rick Baptiste, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
Jane Gleason, aye.
Julie Moran, aye. Thank you very much.
Great, thanks very much, appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm mad. What do we do?
Okay. So. Okay, so the hearing's been continued. Referrals, liaison reports?
I just have a comment, and it's
Sure.
probably out of place. When we were talking about the storage place, about the parking inside and stuff, across from Perry's Ice Cream, storage place, that was an example that we specified, nothing outside at night, the vehicle be inside, materials were dropped off or put inside. Nazi took it upon himself, the Board of Appeals, and he was the developer, to extinguish all the conditions that the planning board put on it, so that contractor can go in and do manufacturing. First thing they did was they got steel, they got crane and everything else. The building inspector put a cease and desist on them once, but they're still going. So, we say one thing, Board of Appeals says something totally different. There's no jiving. And allowing parking inside the garage, that's gonna open up a can of worms. Because creative engineering, they work things. It's gonna come back and bite us.
Madam Chair, you still do have one application table on the board. I don't see any representatives, but I'm assuming that members of the public are here to, do you have comments for it?
Just seeing where we stand with the Cranberry Estates there on Pierceville Road. This will be the second time now in 2 weeks. No show for the other.
That's right.
Well, last time they asked for a
Yeah, I would
continuance.
say that last time wasn't so much of a no-show, it was they were responding to a peer review.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tonight is a no-show, they did request to be here, I'm not sure where they are.
So continue to 2 weeks again and see if they show up.
Or deny? I know, I'm
You know,
tired of it.
No, I think
I mean,
denying it creates more of a hassle than it's.
Well, the thing is, it gets the message out. Who's wagging the dog, the tail of the dog,
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
I would really hate for you to do it.
Yeah.
I would much rather you continue to your first meeting in August, especially considering you really don't have much on the agenda for that anyway.
Okay.
It's not fair to the citizens in the
Yeah.
town,
Yeah, they all showed up.
I'm
Yeah.
not disagreeing.
And Josh, you didn't receive any message, any phone call?
No.
there's no
They were aware.
respect,
Yeah, just
They just
issuing
didn't
a
show?
denial now creates a lot of burden that,
Yeah.
I mean, they're just gonna reapply.
Madam Vice Chair? Chair.
I can't hear what's being said.
Yeah, we have folks here who would like to speak relative to the Pierceville Road project, but the developer has not appeared, even though he was scheduled to appear. So
Yeah.
we have two choices. We could deny the project, or we could continue it to the next hearing, and obviously have a conversation with him about,
Conversation.
yeah.
Josh,
I really hate to see you deny it.
Yeah,
It's
I understand.
a lot of burden on the planning office to write up a denial that we
Yeah.
know is just gonna,
we got in the mode of this with Bay Point.
yeah.
Am I right, Sam?
Oh, well, yeah.
Everybody wanted to be the nice guy to Bay Point. Bay Point broke that stick off so many times, you feel like a tree now. I mean, you're just full. And he's still doing the same thing.
I still think he'd come back from his bonds.
No, he never come back. He wants his money though, but,
Yeah.
it's not right. It's about time that, people are getting tired of the bullshit. That's what it is. They really
No,
are.
I would agree with you, and we did request that they request the continuance because they were still responding to the peer review.
Right.
I mean, they're really trying to work with our peer review consultant in the town. I
And-
think it's unfortunate that they're not here.
And have
but
they finished their response?
I believe so,
Yeah, my understanding as well. So,
I really hate to see you guys take action that is just gonna end in them reapplying and showing up in front of the board.
Well, we can do it without prejudice.
If you
Yes, it-
were proposing to deny tonight, I really requested you do it without prejudice, but
Right.
Yeah.
I
I guess I feel like that if if something happened that we're not aware of,
Right.
that's keeping them from being here, I hate to deny them.
Right. I don't want to go there, but,
Yeah.
God forbid someone got in a car
Right.
accident tonight, and that's the reason they're not here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
My understanding
Who
is
knows?
they've been going back and forth with Ellen and Majors, that they've been in discussion.
Yeah,
so.
and that they were at the last meeting and asked for a continuance tells me that something happened that we might not be aware of.
Jane, I agree with you. I think, and I also think that it's not like they've gone dark. They've been working with Allen and Majors throughout
Right.
this.
Right.
I know the first list was very long, and I think they've whittled it down, but
Yeah.
still,
But they're working on it, so
Yes,
that to me
yeah.
shows some good faith.
right, right,
I mean, you could hear public comment tonight, they were continued to tonight.
yeah,
I'd be more than happy to let the applicant know, like, hey, there was conversation about the project, you should review the tape. If
Yeah.
there are questions to be
Yeah.
addressed, do
I'm sure they would,
have major concerns? Okay, so would you like to make your
Oh,
comments public?
or would you
tonight?
prefer
Would you
that the
prefer-
developer be here when you make your comments? It's,
No, I prefer the developer be there.
okay. Yeah, we understand.
they've been sitting here all night long.
I know, I know. And we apologize that you have had to sit
Don't
here.
apologize for them.
Yeah, I know.
We're here.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
tabled it and we're
They do have a
gonna,
responsibility.
yeah,
If
so.
if they were continued to this date, they either should have filed a continuance and notified everybody or shown up. It's really unreasonable that we've now wasted 2 hours of our life
I know.
and they didn't show up, regardless of what part they are in the process.
Yeah. We understand. Yeah, we understand. Yeah.
12 people involved on the other side, nobody pick up the phone.
I do not disagree with you guys.
So,
Yeah.
just respect them.
No,
Yeah,
I'll just let them,
It's-
see what happens.
very frustrating, right.
It is frustrating, but
Conveyed to
uh,
them
yeah.
that
Yes.
they have a bunch of abutters that are really aggravated at this point.
Yes, we will make sure that we provide that communication. And I think, Josh, at the meeting, I'd like them to explain why it is that they didn't appear or failed to appear.
more than a reasonable request, I would say, sure.
These guys must be friends with Joe.
Right. Okay. So, can I have a motion to continue this? Okay. Mike?
No. Sam and I think we're on the same page in this book. Yep.
I'll make a motion to
I
continue
could make
it.
a motion to
Continue it.
continue it for 2 weeks. Or to the next meeting, which is the, 11th?
It's August 11th. Second,
Let's begin.
I will ask for a vote. All in favor?
No.
No,
Jane Gleason, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
We're tied.
Yeah?
it dies. A tie dies.
Yep.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then we have to, if we have not continued it, do we then need to deny it? Or what happens?
Without prejudice, without
what?
prejudice.
I said or.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you need to make a motion. If you're not gonna continue it, you need to make a motion to approve or deny.
Yeah.
I would stick by the stance of the planning department that denying it is just a burden on the planning department at this point.
Right. But we have two and two, and we don't have 5 members right now, so,
Yeah, I
You know
mean,
who-
someone's gonna make a motion to deny.
yeah.
It's gonna go 2-2, and then someone's gonna make a motion
Correct.
to what?
That's why they're
Approve
3 or
would be
5
2-2
member
and it
board.
would fail.
Yeah,
That's why we need Carl back.
I know, so.
Uh-huh.
So-
Judy's not going to be happy.
So it is a motion to deny without prejudice?
Oh, absolutely,
without prejudice,
agreed.
which they may reapply.
But still, we're 2-2.
Yeah, I know.
So,
So it really isn't, I'm new to
The
this.
motion is a motion to deny.
It's an automatic denial. Right. So we have voted to deny.
I will, if I may, Madam Chair, I will still stand by the point that I think this is a burden to the planning department.
Yeah.
You are gonna deny them without prejudice. They are going to reapply next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to write up a denial, we're gonna have to file a new notice of public hearing, a butter notifications are gonna go out. It is a big burden to the planning office. I understand your.
and I apologize, but I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
We have to stick by the rules. If they're not going to apply they apply to everybody equally. And we can't be treating one person different than the other. That's what we'd be doing.
No, I agree. I think we're discounting the fact that there could be a circumstance why they're not here tonight. They've been
Okay, is
working
there any
without
way we
me.
can make that motion and do what you're saying legally? In other words, if there's a tragic
Beyond their
house burned down,
control.
everybody died.
Beyond their control, you're saying.
Well, we can make a
really
motion
can't.
to deny. If something was beyond their control, we can retract.
can't.
How's that sound? That's,
You can't.
If anything, you should make a motion to continue, and if they don't give you an adequate reason why they didn't continue,
Josh,
then you deny them next week.
I've been on this board over 30 years, and the clientele's getting worse and worse and worse because Wareham is easy. They come here, they lie to your face, they tell you whatever they want. The people up above, all they worry about is tax revenue. They don't give a shit about the town or the people in the town. A good example is this restaurant. That project started years ago because of the bullshit that goes on like that. And look what it's causing now. It's not done yet. You know, different rules for different people don't work. Same rules for everybody. That's the way it should be.
I just really hate to see you do this when they've been working with our peer review, they've given you everything you've asked for, and for some unknown reason, they're not here tonight.
Everybody got a phone in their pocket. I don't text, but everybody else does.
I don't know why they're not here, Mike.
You know, it's not
Josh, did you
fair to
hear
us,
from
it's
them
not
at
fair to
all?
anybody else.
Was they asked for this continuance, so you haven't heard anything from them?
So, the last communication I have from them is today with a butter, certified green cards to a butter. They provided all that information.
They just provided it?
When they provided it, on Friday.
That should have been provided when the meeting was started, the hearing. It should have been certified. Normally, you read them out, or you get a documentation said they've all been checked off before you even open the meeting. Otherwise, it doesn't open. That's in the rules and regulations. And that's something that's been slipping under the carpet for a while. We gotta take a
I
stand.
want to be non-compassionate, but I don't want to go through this every time somebody says, oh, I forgot. They asked for continuance.
Yeah, I
We didn't
understand.
ask for, they asked for the
I
continuance.
understand.
They put it on the calendar and said, we'll be there. And they did work with Ellen Majors, I agree. They have worked with Josh, but you have to draw a line at some
It's the
point.
disrespect to everybody else.
I agree, Mike. I've just,
Yeah.
Including our
and
butters.
you and I have been saying it for a long time.
Yeah.
And we bent over backwards so many times, it's hard to do it again.
Yeah.
And again, and again. And I apologize, but I mean, you gotta stick by what you believe sometimes.
We respect you. Agreed.
Entertain a motion to adjourn?
Second,
Not yet.
undebatable.
So, just a couple of other things under other business. The Massachusetts Land Court,
Point of order,
yes,
just need to clarify, there's a motion and a second, it's not debatable, it's debate. You have urgent business for the planning board.
yes, no. Sorry, are you talking about
We have a vote and a second on the floor.
Okay.
Okay, He can withdraw his motion if there's something
If you
urgent
could.
you need to do.
There's just, it's two quick things,
Okay, Mike?
so.
Okay, I withdraw my motion
Thank
I'll
you.
make second.
out of courtesy.
Okay, just under other business, two things,
Okay.
everyone who's interested, both listening and otherwise. The Massachusetts Land Court issued the decision in the Sunpin versus Petersham case. Obviously, that was a case that we were watching closely in the Fearing Hill decision. Those of us retired attorneys, all of us have reviewed the case, and we feel that while we're disappointed in the court's decision to deny, basically reinstate and approve the special permit, we still feel that our Fearing Hill decision is a strong one.
I agree
And so we
100%.
feel confident. And then the second issue is, as we discussed at the last meeting, I have been reaching out to our moderator, Margaret Ishishiro, and have not yet. I've sent several emails. She's been on vacation, left her another voicemail this morning. So I do hope in the next several days I will be able to speak with her relative to the circumstances surrounding our chair, Carl Schultz, denial of his reappointment application. So
So I wasn't going to say anything, but
I
I reached out to Margaret 8 times, have not received any return, anything.
I understand.
It was 1 vote. It could potentially have been 4 people present. Jane should have been present.
Yeah.
Having Carl on the agenda as not there when he said he would not be there 2 months prior to that.
Yes.
And then asked him to come before them when they knew he was out of town, just for the record.
Agreed. So I won't say anything further about that, but did want to update those that were interested as to the status.
Thank you.
So I have nothing further. Jane, anything further?
Nothing further.
No? Okay. You may make your motion.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Josh?
What was the conclusion on the subdivision?
Denial?
I do not believe that a failed motion to deny ends in a denial. I'm reviewing MGL Chapter 41, Section 81U, which is the subdivision. It says a 2-2 vote on a motion to deny by planning board does not mean the plan is denied. It just means that you have still now to render a decision within 90 days of the application,
Okay.
but your decision needs to be a 3 out of 5 member vote. It
Although
needs
it-
to be a majority of the board.
Although we're not 5 members right now.
Your board is set up as a 5-member board, so you
Correct.
still need a majority of the board.
Okay.
But the way that I am reading Chapter 41,
Fine.
Section 81U, which is the subdivision control law,
Okay.
your 2-2 vote does not end in a denial. It just means that you still have to meet the statutory requirement of 90 days to make a decision.
Okay. So so given that, we will then continue it until the next meeting.
And I'll be happy to write you guys up and show you exactly what I'm looking for in the law
Yeah.
And I've been on,
to confirm my decision,
I don't know how many committees,
recommendation.
when a vote when a motion is proposed and it's tied, motion dies. I've been on the boards about 40 years, and a tie has always been denied. The proposal's
look
been
at
denied,
the-
positive or negative, has been denied.
I think that, let's reach out to Rich Bowen to get his opinion on it. That's
Okay.
what I would suggest.
All right.
And that we continue this until the next meeting. Subject to Mr. Bowen
Okay.
clarification. Is
I
that
just-
acceptable? Yes.
Yes, I have to.
Yeah,
But
I
if he
understand.
disagrees with 40 years of what we've done, I don't know how we could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you half of the time that I was there, 2 to 2.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
We are adjourned.
All in favor of adjourning?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
Jane Gleason, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Thank you, Julie, for chairing.
problem.
Julie, we're going to put